Put your pajamas on, grab a snack, cuddle with a stuffed animal or your favorite human being, and get comfy under those covers. It's story time. The diviner among the orishas, a symbol of great wisdom. He is one of the most powerful of the orishas and is trusted implicitly by Olofi himself. He is the patron of the Babalawo and the high priest of the orishas. His colors are green and yellow, and he has no specific number. This is Orunla. Orunla, also known as Orunmila, is known as the wise Orisha of human destiny and divination. He is the priest of the highest order of the Yoruba pantheon. Remember the creation of humanity story. Obatala was instructed by Oludumare to forge a gold chain, in which he used to descend to earth from the Orisha domain. He then poured sand all over the water, and after that, he dropped a hen right on top of the sand. The hen then began to spread the sand all across the ocean. Each spot that the sand touched created new land. This land became known as the Holy City of Ife. Well, there is something that I didn't tell you about that story. Something I intentionally left out. Or should I say a character I left out? Do you remember this? Pour the sand into the water. The mysterious whisper that Obatala heard as he was descending to earth. That whisper, that voice, belonged to Orisha Orunla. Orunla was actually present at the creation of the earth, and he actually watched Obatala during the entire journey. He witnessed Obatala forge new souls called humans. Matter of fact, Orunla is actually the Orisha that gifted Obatala that black cat that we talked about in the last episode. Therefore, Obatala had a companion, which was a cat. I just thought that was a funny detail. Anyway, Orunla has the knowledge of the entire destiny of each living soul. This is where the Afro-Cuban tradition Santeria comes into play. Essentially, Orunla guides worshippers toward their destinies in order to find peace and harmony in their lives. Being that Orunla is the only Orishan that doesn't manifest himself through ritual possession in the New World, including countries such as Brazil and Cuba, he does, however, manifest within the context of Africa. Therefore, he is, in a way, consulted through several divination methods. Believers seek Orunla for insights into their own destinies, what to avoid, and what to continue in their daily lives. So, he really is a consultant. I got you guys. I'll explain it like this. So, if we have Oludumare, the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, the head guy in charge, he makes the big executive decisions, holds the largest percent of equity in the organization, and delegates roles to those who are below him, also known as the Orishas. Next in line, we have Obatala, the COO, Chief Operating Officer. He's responsible for the operations, making sure things run smoothly and making sure that human throughput runs efficiently. And as you all know, that didn't really turn out as planned. He was caught drinking on the job. It happens. Finally, we have humans as the general employees. But, oh no, all of a sudden, there is a problem. A problem at the employee level, aka the human level. Who better to solve it than Orunla Consulting, LLC? I apologize. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually currently in business school, and it has been an interesting experience. Challenging, but rewarding. But I will say this, business is hilarious. It really is just how you look at it. I mean, I can't even tell y'all how many times I could have made memes out of some of the stuff that happens. Just keep feeding me content, please. Just give it to me. All right, when looking at Santeria, Orisha Orunla is most commonly paired with Saint Francis of Assisi. Some stories suggest that the reason behind this pairing is due to the parallels between Saint Francis's rosary beads and Orunla's divination chain. To better understand the divination chain, let's first dive into how do we communicate with Orunla. So, Orunla communicates with humans through divination with a babalawo. Babalawo, or babalao in the West African pronunciation, literally means father of the mysteries in the Yoruba language. It is a spiritual title that denotes a priest of the Ifa oracle. Ifa meaning a system of divination and religion of the Yoruba people. Orunla or Orunmila is considered the grand priest of Ifa. So he is essentially the highest of them all, as we previously discussed. Here is where the connection to the divination chain comes into play. When communicating with Orunla, Babalawos use divining chains in order to reach him. These divining chains are also referred to as Epuele in the Yoruba language. Picture this, they are essentially short chains in which 8 pieces of coconut shell have been attached. The Babalawo then throws the Epuele to the ground and takes note of the patterns that reveal. Think of them as communication links between Babalawo and Orunmila, or Orunla. These patterns then reveal Orunla's knowledge to the Babalawo that is channeling him. Finally, the Babalawo provides consultation to the humans seeking guidance on their destinies. And as I said before, this is all done through Orunmila's knowledge because he is seen as the highest priest. Remember, Orunla possesses all of the secrets of the world. So, he can guide people towards their destinies and towards their futures. He oversees all births and all deaths. Pretty much all things. Okay, so we've covered the creation of the world story, the creation of the earth story, and the creation of humanity. What's next? Well, what about the orishas? Creation of the orishas. Olufi gave Obatala a wife whom he named Ozdua. After their creation, seeing how lonely they were, Olofi decided to provide them with companions. He gathered together a number of flat, shiny stones, which he called Otanes, and placed the Otanes in a circle around his feet. Then he poured some of his ache. Remember, ache is the energy, the stuff of the universe. Ache is ultimately produced by Oludumare, who is seen as the highest, most energetic being of the universe. He poured some of this ache into each stone, imbuing it with life and human form. From each Otan was then born an Orisha, some male and some female, but all with the creative power of Olofi's ache. The first of the new Orishas was Orunmila, also known as Orunla, who we discussed. Orunla was given the power to foretell the future through 16 kola nuts. This divination system, known as Ifa, also became one of the titles of Orunla. After Orunla, the Orisha Olokun came into being. This deity is considered to be androgynous in the Cuban tradition, sometimes referred to as male and sometimes as a female. To Olokun, Olofi gave the domain of the sea waters, which he placed below the sky. Among the orishas created from the Otanes, or stones, were Aganyu, Orisha Oko, Osain, and Babaluaye. And we'll talk about all of those orishas as episodes release. At first, they did not receive any special powers from Olofi. But with time, the creator grew wary of his high office and stopped exercising his divine powers. When the orishas learned that Olofi was getting ready to retire, they demanded that he divided his powers among them. Olofi agreed. He gave Aganyu the power to melt stones with his breath. His breath gotta be hot then. Thus creating the volcano. He gave Orisha Oko the secrets of the harvest, thus creating the 4 seasons and all growing things. To Osain, he gave the secrets of herbs and plants, thus creating the woods. And to Babaluaye, he gave the power to create and cure smallpox and other epidemics. Olofi had many other powers, but these he kept because he knew that with time, other orishas would be created. He wanted to have some powers left to share with them. And that's all for tonight, folks. Don't forget to check out Orunla in action on the Ritmos Negros Instagram and Facebook pages. Take care, have a good night, and please join me on this journey next time as we unveil the secrets of the original owner of the earth, the supreme ruler of the waters, Orisha Orunla. Ciao, ciao for now.